Hello everyone, this is Sedno and I want to talk about a great game and why you should definitely play it ASAP, no questions asked. I've been playing Risk of Rain 2 non-stop for the past month and a half, and most of my streams seems to go for even longer because of the game, so overall I find it amazing. Risk of Rain 2 is a 3D multiplayer third-person shooter roguelike video game developed by Hoopo Games and published by Gearbox Publishing. It's the sequel to Risk of Rain 1, released on Steam in an early access version on March 28, 2019. The game was later released on August 30, 2019 for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. One of the strongest changes they made from its prequel is the transition from 2D to 3D. This transition was a complete and utter success in terms of optimization and fidelity to the previous game. Players coming from Risk of Rain will find themselves pretty much at home, at a 3D home at least, when they go to the sequel. Even though most players, like me, whenever they hear or read early access on a game, they go like, "Oh please, no, come on!" This game is amazingly polished. Sure, there's some balancing issues and some missing content that is coming very soon, but these issues are very minimal and don't really affect the overall feel of the game. Even though the story is pretty much non-existent at this point, in this game you take the role of one of the surviving members of a crash-landed ship that entered on an alien planet where apparently everything and everyone is trying to purge you and end your existence. So, with that said, let's go right into it. Like most roguelikes, when you die and there's no way back. So when your enemies finally kill you, and they will kill you, you start all over again, back to level 1. Every run you start will end up being very different from the last one. The game randomizes an environment, monsters, bosses, items, and many more. Every time you complete an achievement, which there are tons to unlock, you unlock a different item or survivor that can potentially spawn on the next run. When you open the game, you will only have access to one survivor, Commando. Commando is a jack of all trades that can adapt easily to most situations the game puts him in, so it makes an excellent starting survivor. Once you progress on the game, you will start unlocking more and more survivors. There are currently 9 playable survivors and each have their own unique playstyle, ranging from a samurai-like survivor that can double jump and dash everywhere, to a toxic beast that spits poison, to an engineer that puts turrets and mines to finish their enemies. At first, it may seem like the game is only about running around very slowly and killing enemies with your tiny little pistol, but it goes very quickly from that to having godlike skills, launching missiles and doing chain lightnings with every attack. The run is divided by stages that you progress via finding the teleporter on each map, activating it to charge it, and killing the boss. Through the different stages, you will find different kind of altars that are randomly placed in the world. Each one of these altars makes something different. I don't want to spoil you much, so you go ahead and try them yourselves. Don't get cocky. There's EXP and levels in this game, although they will only give you a little more HP and damage, so don't focus too much on it. The difficulty of the game is selected at the start of the run, and there are 3 options. Drizzle, which is easy, Rainstorm, which is medium and how the devs wanted the game to be played, and Monsoon, hard. Despite of what you choose at character selection, the difficulty in-game ramps up as time passes in the run. It goes from easy to medium to hard to insane to impossible, and well, you discover how far it goes. Even though there is up to 4-player co-op in this game, it gets harder with every player that comes in. Not only because monsters get stronger the more players there are, but because on top of having to deal with the randomness of the items, you have to share them between all of your team. This is actually one of the primary reasons I tend to play this game solo. I just feel more powerful by myself, even though I still enjoy destroying aliens with my friends from time to time. So if you're into co-op and you have friends, look no further. If you don't have friends, I'm sorry. The art style of Risk of Rain 2 is very retro. It gives me the feel of an old 1950s sci-fi novel. This makes the game not only very pleasing to watch, but it's also very simple and minimalistic enough so that it doesn't get in the way of actual gameplay or processing. The maps are huge, and while you are getting wrecked by thousands of aliens, the map almost always gives me a sense of calm and open space. That's weird, right? Is it weird? Okay, hopefully not. Risk of Rain 2 music is one of the strongest points in the game, and it's one of my favorite parts of this game, even though the gameplay is amazing and the art style is beautiful. This piece of music is just on the masterpiece levels. Going on a very synthetic music with very open electric guitar melodies, Chris Christodoulou, the composer of Risk of Rain 2 music, made an awesome sci-fi soundtrack that for some reason brings me back to Donkey Kong Country at moments. The original soundtrack in this game is one of the biggest reasons I never put music on Spotify when I'm streaming or playing this game by myself. The music is so on point that I always want to hear me some Risk of Rain music, man. As a variety streamer, I always tend to be moving from game to game on a pretty much daily basis, maybe weekly basis, but probably daily basis. This game actually made me stop my cycle of ever-changing games and led me to actually have all unlockable characters unlocked in a very short time. I really enjoy getting the right items on each character and becoming next to a god in some runs, at least until I die miserably to a wisp. Playing with the 3D printers that the game puts on the map for you, you can get really crazy combos with the items and run as fast as your eye can handle, or be able to have 10 jumps, or even able to have the fastest attack speed on any game that you have ever played. It happened to me at least. Although sometimes it gets frustrating that the RNG gods are not with me, I can always just hop into my next run almost instantly because of the awesome optimization that this game has. I think it's gonna be hard for me to put this game aside at some point, but I will be waiting, not so patiently, for the full release of this game and be there to make content, consume content, and of course play the shit out of this game. So that is it for today, people. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far in the video, I love you. Remember, you can catch me live on Twitch from Monday to Thursdays from 4 PM PST, and I'm live for about 3 hours normally, maybe more, so don't hesitate on hanging out in the chat and dropping a hello. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, it really means a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.